Just announcement, please switch off your mobile phones. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you all to this remarkable occasion of the inaugural ceremony of our brand new Moot Court Hall. I am Tabriz Ahmad, Dean MANUU Law School. We are delighted to have you all with us today to mark this significant milestone in our journey of MANUU. Today we celebrate not just the opening of the new facility, but a step forward in our commitment to legal education and excellence. This inaugural function will be presided over by our Honorable Chancellor, Shri M. In recognition of the great contribution in the legal world of the learned Attorney General of India, Shri R. Venkataramani, we are naming the Moot Court Hall as the R. Venkataramani Moot Court Hall. Please give a round of applause to him. Let us begin by welcoming our esteemed guests and dignitaries who have honored us with their presence today. Please join me in welcoming our chief guest, Shri R. Venkataramani, Attorney General of India, and Mrs. Vijay Lakshmi Venkataramani. We extend a warm welcome to Shri M. Chancellor MANUU. Mumtaz. Sorry, sir. We welcome Professor Faizan Mustafa, Vice Chancellor, Chanakya National Law University, Patna. We also welcome Professor Andul Hassan, Vice Chancellor MANUU, and Professor Ishtiaq Ahmad, Registrar MANUU. We also welcome Mrs. Hassan and also Mrs. Faizan Mustafa in the program. We also welcome the distinguished guests, deans, directors, heads, deputy registrars, faculty members to bless this ceremony with their esteemed presence today. Let us give a big round of applause to all of you for finding time and also gracing the occasion. Big hand to all of you. It is not just the start of something new, but a symbol of hope and aspirations coming to the fruition. Let us elevate the spirit of this occasion with the auspicious verses of the Quran by Dr. Yusuf Khan, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله يأمركم أن تؤدوا الأمانات إلى أهلها وإذا حكمتم بين الناس أن تحكموا بالعدل إن الله نعم ما يعظكم به إن الله كان سميعا بصيرا. उर्दू ट्रांसलेशन। बेशक अल्लाह तुम्हें हुक्म देता है कि अमानतें उन्हीं लोगों के सुपुर्द करो जो उनके अहल हैं, और जब तुम लोगों पर हुकूमत करो तो अदल व इंसाफ के साथ किया करो, और जब तुम लोगों के दरमियान फैसला करो तो अदल व इंसाफ के साथ फैसला किया करो। बेशक अल्लाह तुम्हें क्या ही अच्छी नसीहत फरमाते हैं। बेशक अल्लाह खूब सुनने वाला, खूब देखने वाला है। Surely Allah commands you to render the trust to those who are worthy of them, and when you rule over people, rule with justice, and when you judge matters amongst people, give judgment with justice. What an excellent advice Allah gives you. Surely Allah is all hearing, all seeing. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم أو الوالدين والأقربين إن يكن غنيا أو فقيرا فالله أولى بهما فلا تتبعوا الهوى أن تعدلوا وإن تلووا أو تعرضوا فإن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا. Urdu translation. ऐ ईमान वालो, तुम इंसाफ पर मजबूती के साथ कायम रहने वाले महज अल्लाह के लिए गवाही देने वाले हो जाओ, ख्वाह गवाही खुद तुम्हारे अपने या तुम्हारे वालिदैन, तुम्हारे रिश्तेदारों के ही खिलाफ हो, अगरचे जिसके खिलाफ गवाही हो मालदार या मोहताज, अल्लाह दोनों का तुमसे ज्यादा खैर ख्वाह है। सो तुम ख्वाहिश नफ्स की पैरवाई ना किया करो कि अदल से हट जाओ, और अगर तुम गवाही में पेचदार बात करोगे या हक से पहलूतही करोगे तो बेशक अल्लाह उन सब कामों से जो तुम कर रहे हो खबरदार है। O believers, become tenaciously firm on justice, bearing witness merely for the sake of Allah, even if the witness is against your own selves or your parents or your relatives, whether the person against whom is the evidence is rich or poor. Allah is greater well-wisher of them both. So do not follow the desires of your ill-commanding yourselves, lest you eschew from justice. But if you twist your statement or evade the truth, then Allah is indeed well aware of all the works that you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yusuf. As we stand on the cusp of this momentous event, let's take a moment to reveal in the collective dream that made this moment possible. Every great achievement begins with a vision, and today we witness the realization of such a vision of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Anil Hassan. To begin with, an MA Legal Studies program started in 2022 under the Department of Public Administration in the School of Arts and Social Sciences. With the support of Professor Faidan Mustafa, he is also my teacher, and with the collaboration of Nalsar, when Sir was the VC of Nalsar, it gives me immense pleasure to share that in such a short span of time, we now have full-fledged MANUU Law School, which is approved by the Bar Council of India on 17 June 2024. We offer 5-year integrated BLB honors program, 3 years LB program, 1 year LM program, and PhD program in law. This is very inspiring to share that we have huge response and have already received more than 500 applications for admission in these said programs. Mooting is considered as the heart and soul of inculcating the refining the legal skills. It is like a laboratory for the law school. Our new ultra-modern Moot Court Hall has been designed to provide our students with a realistic and immersive learning environment. It was not at all possible to get the BCI approval and build up a running law school in a short span of time. But as the famous saying goes, when there is a will, there is a way. Therefore, with the support of many dignitaries, their devotion and our teamwork have indeed turned dreams into reality, paving the way for a future filled with promise and potential. Now I request the team for MANUU Tarana.
ये बाबे शहरे इल्म है उर्दू ज़बान का, ये बाबे शहरे इल्म है उर्दू ज़बान का। आओ सफ़र यहाँ से करे आसमान का, یہ باب شہر علم ہے اردو زبان کا، علم و کمال فضل و شعر و شعور تک پھیلی ہے دل نواز مہک دور دور تک، ملتا یہاں نصاب ہے سارے جہان کا، یہ باب شہر علم ہے اردو زبان کا، یہ باب شہر علم ہے اردو زبان کا۔ ہر نقش و رنگ و بو سے کرو اپنی گفتگو، آزاد درس گاہ کی ہے یہ بھی جستجو، سب فاصلہ مٹاتے چلو درمیان کا، باب شہر علم ہے اردو زبان کا۔ غرب و جنوب سے ہو کے شرق و شمال سے آگے بڑھو خیال ملا دو خیال سے، چرچا ہو کائنات میں ہندوستان کا، باب شہر علم ہے اردو زبان کا۔ فصل صدا بہار سے بستی بسی رہے، مل کر دعا کرو کہ یہ کھیتی ہری رہے، سایہ رہے سروں پہ کسی سائبان کا، آؤ سفر یہاں سے کرے آسمان کا، یہ باب شہر علم ہے اردو زبان کا، یہ باب شہر علم ہے اردو زبان کا۔
The MANUU Tarana is written by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Syed M. Hassan, that pays homage to our rich culture and talent. Please give a big round of applause, sir, for really reflecting in a short time how rich and how talented we are. Now we are moving to the presentations area. We request Shri Mumtaz, our Honorable Chancellor, to felicitate Shri R. Venkataramani. Now we request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to felicitate our Honorable Chancellor. Again, we request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to felicitate Professor Faizan Mustafa. Now we request the First Lady of the University, Mrs. Hassan, to felicitate Mrs. R. Venkataramani. Now we request Dr. Sanju Chandra, Assistant Professor, MANUU Law School, to present a bouquet to our Registrar, Professor Ishtiaq Ahmad. We request Honorable Chancellor to felicitate our Honorable Vice Chancellor. On a special request, we have the alumni MANUU Alumni Association. They want to give some bouquet. Now they can come forward if they want to give bouquet. Yes. Ejad Ali Qureshi. The dedication and efforts have been made by our Honorable Vice Chancellor was instrumental in realizing this day to guide us through the journey and enlighten us with the great growth and also the support he has given. We are able to build up a great law school, great Moot Court Hall, and we got very shortly the BCI approval. I think the IHA profile of sir, it is very long. Let me read some of the essential points. So, you know, sir is a PhD and also a professor from JNU, and he has been able to produce more than 100 PhD scholars and has given more than 50 lectures, traveled 13 countries, and also he is a great lover of producing the work of Dara Shikoh and he has been instrumental in visiting Professor New Jersey and also several other foreign countries. So now I request sir to please deliver the welcome address. Thank you, sir.
O you, thou name is the best beginning for every task. How am I expected to begin my discourses without remembering you? Honorable Janab R. Venkataramani Sahab, Attorney General of India, and a key speaker of this assembly. Our beloved Chancellor, Janab Mumtaz Ali Sahab, Professor Faizan Mustafa Sahab, VC, and Adjunct Professor MANUU, Professor Tabrez Ahmed Sahab, Professor Ishtiyaq Ahmed Sahab, Registrar, friends, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. This day will be remembered as a special day in the history of MANUU for two reasons. One is establishment of MANUU Law School, and on the other hand, omnipresence of the Attorney General of India. And here, I must admit, there are many people visible and many working from behind the curtain. You know, I'm talking about our beloved Chancellor. Whether in UK or USA, all the time concerned about the progress of this university. And therefore, establishment of law school in MANUU is really a great endeavor on his part. Now, the dream comes true. Similarly, there are people, as you know, whatever initiative we take in MANUU, it is always a combined effort. We put our heads together and then we execute the project. And this also, so many, I think entire MANUU fraternity is involved. And today, I congratulate the entire MANUU fraternity on this day with a big hand and big applause. Now, it was initial effort on the part of many people, as I said. Professor Faizan Mustafa is known for us for hours-long lectures here, starting with legal studies, and then also collaboration, and two distinguished scholars have contributed a lot. One, Professor Tanis Fatima, and the other one, I must mention, Dr. Munawar Hussain, who is sitting just right in front of me. Now they started, in fact, and they encourage us to move forward. And today what we see, everything you see, I think university is greatly indebted to them, that they initiated and now we are up to this level. Then we started wandering in search of a person who can lead the caravan. And luckily, like, you know, Janab Venkataramani Sahab is discovery of India. Professor Tabrez Ahmed is discovery of MANUU. So therefore, And of course, you see contributions made by registrar, because he is custodian of all files, and therefore clearing files and talking directly to the ministries, to the regulatory bodies, and particularly the CI. Now, friends, often MANUU is perceived as an Urdu university. Urdu university, then mind invariably turns to language, literature, culture, philosophy, blah, 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 blah. People don't understand that in MANUU, whatever is taught in JNU, whatever is taught in Delhi University, in Allahabad University, elsewhere, Hyderabad Central University, same discipline, same subjects are taught in MANUU also. Why I'm telling you that look, 7 schools, I must remind that we had 7 schools. Today, +1. It's 8 schools today. And a school of law. Many universities do not have a school of law. But yes, in MANUU we have. We are going to see the good days ahead. And we will have a full-fledged school of law. Now, as I said, we are not just one campus. There are 33 more campuses, off campuses, and number of students, whether, if you combine our regular mode and distance mode, there are more than 40,000 students enrolled today. And so many off campuses, all of them are working together. And we pay attention to each and every entity evenly. And we are catering to the need of large number of students belonging to the marginalized sections of the society, poorest of the poor. And today, our students are making marks. In any competition, you will find our students. Our alumni association, you see, Hyderabad chapter is already here. You can see a large number of alumni are working together and they are supporting the cause of MANUU. And yes, with one law school and overwhelming responses, as Professor Tabrez Ahmed says, 500 applicants in one advertisement. When you receive 500 applicants, you see where this caravan will go, where will be the ultimate height. But yes, we have to remove this notion that MANUU is meant for. Urdu is medium of instruction. As medium of instruction, maybe you see JNU and Delhi University, Allahabad University, but that does not mean they are teaching language, literature, culture, and philosophy only. We have our School of Technology, we have a School of Sciences, we have a School of Commerce and Management, we have a School of Communication and Journalism, Mass Communication. We have a School of Social Science, Arts and Social Sciences, Economics, Sociology, History. And similarly, in the School of Languages, we have so many foreign languages. So we are well-established university, but catering to the needs and aspirations of large number of Urdu-speaking people. Remember, Urdu-speaking people. And that is the mandate of Parliament. Mandate is, of course, outreach program. We have to reach. We have to start approaching each and every individual student belonging to Urdu background. So with this, I think our university, and of course, see, we have started implementing new education policy 2020, in a big way. And this is a feather in the cap of MANUU, that we are fully adopting all recommendations of National Education Policy 2020. And again, let me remind you that because this university is very, very open for those who seek wisdom, knowledge. But as I said, often something is perceived otherwise. So remember, you have to make them understand कि टूटे हुए दरवाजे पे ये किसने लिखा है, इस घर में कोई साहब इकबाल नहीं है, ये घर इकबाल से भरा हुआ है। हमारे कैंपस प्लेसमेंट्स हर रोज कंपनीज आ रही हैं, बच्चों को ले जा रही हैं। एक तरफ से डिमांड है, दूसरी तरफ सप्लाई है। So with this, I hope that all of you, and why this is happening? Because we are putting our heads together. We are combining together. It's not individual's effort, rather it's a collective effort of MANUU that we are standing here. And again, my appeal to, and we are lucky enough to have such a person like Venkataramani Sahab, and of course, you see Mrs. Venkataramani, and many others, Professor Faizan Mustafa, Vice Chancellor of a law university. Now my demand is that अदल और इंसाफ की कुर्सी पे जब बैठा करो, कितनी इस्तेदाद रखते हो ये अंदाजा करो। अदल और इंसाफ की कुर्सी पे जब बैठा करो, कितनी इस्तेदाद रखते हो ये अंदाजा करो। एक अफसाने के अंदर सैकड़ों किरदार हैं, सोचना होगा किसे मारो किसे जिंदा करो। मुख्तलिफ रंगों का गुलदस्ता तो अच्छा है, मगर फूल कहता है हमें खुशबू से पहचाना करो। और not last but least, that दर हकीकत जिंदगी जिंदा दिली का नाम है। दर हकीकत जिंदगी जिंदा दिली का नाम है, और जीने की तमन्ना है तो मर जाया करो। So I think with this I have been able to make you understand the presence of our Honorable Attorney General, our beloved Chancellor, Professor Faizan Mustafa, and of course, you see, all those contributed to the development of Maulana Azad National Urdu University, and particularly MANUU Law School. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the very inspiring and also the warm welcome. Now we want to invite Professor Faizan Mustafa. I think he need not require any introduction. He is my teacher. So I left MSc and joined law because of sir. Because there was a Vice Chancellor, Mahmudur Rahman. He came, he was IAS officer. He wanted to bring a culture in the campus in AMU. And I was in MSc program. Sir became the director to take over. He was very dynamic professor at that time. He was selected as the director of the Coaching Guidance Center. And he inspired so much. I left MSc and joined the Coaching Guidance. Then my target was civil services, so I thought law is the best option. And again, when I joined the Anand Law Firm, one of the best IPR law firm in the country, again I inspired and left practice, joined the academics. So sir is behind my journey. Sir, thank you very much for your support, cooperation, guidance. I have taken IPR as my PhD topic because of sir. He is a well-known figure in the area of copyright also. Recently, he was called by the parliament to give his opinion about 3 new criminal laws that is implemented on 1st July. So he has so many contributions. I think list is very long. Words are very short to explain his personality, his contribution. What I consider myself, I am lucky to work with Mr. Madhav Menon, NL Mitra, and also Faizan sir. I consider top 3 in the country who is the great academician changing the entire paradigm of the country in legal education. So thank you very much for finding time. I request sir, please address the gathering. His web legal series, if you know, he has now more than millions of the followers. Always he speaks very fluently, very openly on all crucial issues. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Assalamu alaikum. Honorable Chancellor, sir, Honorable Attorney General for India, Shri R. Venkataramani ji and Mrs. Venkataramani, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, and Madam Vice Chancellor, Mrs. Mustafa, on which MANUU has better claim and rights than me, Professor Ishtiaq, and my very dear student and colleague in Kit Law School, who has been a vice chancellor. I persuaded him to become the dean, but that is a kind of relationship in India you have between teacher and taught, that he could have easily become the vice chancellor somewhere else, but he took up the challenge to set up this law school. I know the learned Attorney General for many years. I can say that of all the Attorney Generals about whom I have read and I have met, he is a gem of a human being, absolutely down to earth, and a great leader of Indian bar, and in the footsteps of greatest of Indian advocate journals and Attorney Generals. Sir, we are really grateful to you that you found time for us. I would also like to thank Professor Kanis Zahra, who took the initial initiative and helped us in setting up this law school. This is the third law school in whose establishment I played some humble role. First one was the KIT Law School, where Afroz and Tabrez were appointed by me, and then the National Law University in Cuttack, and then MANUU. So one private and one National Law University, and the MANUU one is a central university law school. Of course, in Aligarh, which was a law school of over 100 years, I did start the 5-year course, and then I took over Nalsar, and Nalsar is one of the greatest destinations of legal education in the country. The story, in fact, goes like this, that Professor Ainul Hasan was appointed as the Vice Chancellor. He was a Vice Chancellor designate. From someone, I got his number. He has not yet joined. And I phoned him. I think he was traveling from Banaras to Delhi. And just like his predecessors, let me take these names, I suggested to him that MANUU should have a law school. I had suggested it to earlier two vice chancellors as well. And he said, yes, we would try to do this and that. Yes. And after 4 days, somebody forwarded to me a clip of ETV interview, ETV Urdu interview, which Professor Ainul Hasan has given. And there he said that I have a plan to set up a law school. It has been suggested to me. I, sir, never thought you will take my words that seriously. I'm really grateful. And he proved to be a man of words. जैसे कहते हैं ना, रघुकुल की रीत ये सदा चली आई, प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए, that kind of thing. Now, then we started a very innovative program here. I was then heading Nalsar. We had a MOU, and we started the most innovative course called MA Legal Studies. Now, it's a non-professional course. You can't become a lawyer, you can't become a judge, but law can be taught as a subject of social sciences and humanities. But we Indians have sheep mentality. And therefore, we thought that this is not a great course. I can tell you that what was in my mind, that litigation is saturated. The more opportunities today are in mediation. We now got the Mediation Act also recently enacted by the Parliament, and in arbitration, and in NGOs, and MA Legal Studies graduates will be a hot cake for those kinds of jobs. But definitely law without LLB is nothing. And therefore, we started planning having a law school. There was a little bit of an issue about whether we will get the nod of regulator of legal education, Bar Council of India. And then the Honorable Prime Minister came up with a very innovative new education policy, which opened the new vistas for the education, higher education being given in Indian languages. So we are going to have in Bihar, for instance, the other day, the Health Minister of Bihar announced B.Tech in Hindi. Somebody has started MBBS in Hindi in Madhya Pradesh. So that opportunity was used by us to say that we should have a law school in MANUU as well. And finally, after some initial hiccups, which are routine whenever any government institution goes to a regulator, because it's easy for private institutions to get the nod of regulators rather than for the government institutions. In the MA Legal Studies program, initially we did not have teachers. So for each semester in the first year, I had to teach 3 papers. So in the first semester, I taught Introduction to Law, Constitutional Law, and Criminal Law. And in the second semester, I taught Evidence Law, Code of Criminal Procedure, and Family Law. Then I persuaded Honorable Vice Chancellor that you cannot get BCIs, not if you don't create faculty positions. So faculty positions were created, and then I myself invitee to Legal Education Committee of Bar Council. I told him that you will get it eventually. This is routine, and finally we got it. Now, since I am standing in a university about which Vice Chancellor himself said that the image was that it is a Urdu university, there is a very close connection between language and law. Law is a game of words. Just to give one example, our chief guest this morning, according to Article 76 of Indian Constitution, is Attorney General for India, not Attorney General of India. If you say of, it is wrong. It is not as per the Constitution. So if you say of and or are two different, of and for are two different words. You would recall that famous Merchant of Venice drama, where eventually Portia is able to save the man. How? She would say, you can take this pound of flesh, fine, but not a drop of blood should come out. Law is an extremely empowering profession, an extremely empowering subject. All freedom movements of the world were led by lawyers. Gandhiji was a lawyer. Patel was a lawyer. Nehru was a lawyer, not a great lawyer, but a lawyer, nevertheless. Because the saying in law is, if you are good, you will become Motilal Nehru. He was a great lawyer. But if you are not a good lawyer, you will become Jawaharlal. Not a bad bargain. If you can be a prime minister for 17 years, not being a good lawyer like your father, that's not a bad bargain. No one makes money like lawyers. A neurosurgeon, top class, can do 4 operations a day, each costing 10 lakhs, but 7 lakh will go to the hospital, he will get 3 lakhs. A lawyer, learned Attorney General for India, knows there are many lawyers who take 85 lakhs per day for one case. And in that case, ultimately, what can be, according to that film famous dialogue, Tarikh pe tarikh. Tarikh padhne se uske paise pure milenge usse. There are lawyers who charge for every hour they work on your brief. There are lawyers who take even 1 crore. And there are many lawyers who take 11 lakhs per case per day, and they take 5, 7, 8 cases a day. And have you ever heard of any income tax raid on a lawyer's residence? Impossible. They can't have that much of courage to enter the premises of a lawyer. what has happened with the Islamic civilization and the Muslim community, the period of their rise was a period when law was given prominence. I always say that the Hindu law as well as Muslim law was never made by any state. No parliament enacted Hindu personal law or Muslim personal law. Both the laws are private enterprises. How? These are jurist-given law. So Imam Abu Hanifa, all our fuqahas, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Malik, Imam Hanbal, they were jurists, experts of law. Manu was also a jurist. We have one additional A in your school's name, MANUU, but I would not mind even having MANUU Law School, because when I went to Jaipur High Court, it was at the invitation of SC/ST Association of Rajasthan. They took me to the MANUU statue in the High Court. And of course, they wanted that there is a petition in the High Court for its removal. And the High Court is not listening. I went there and then I tweeted that I paid my tributes to the greatest Hindu lawgiver. Of course, you may agree or may not agree with Manu Smriti. Of course, it is not compatible with the constitutional ethos and values. But as a humble student of law, I can't degrade the value for Indian legal system of Manu Smriti. It's a great work, not compatible with us today, but there are things which one can learn even from Manu Smriti. So what has happened with Islam? The downfall, we started taqleed. We did not give much importance to the innovation, to ijtihad, and as a result, we are hanging, our law is hanging in some 11th, 12th century. I am very happy that Manu is having a law school. As a first project, I would suggest to the dynamic dean and a very enthusiastic and encouraging vice chancellor and a spiritual figure in the honorable chancellor. There were judgments till independence of Hyderabad High Court, which were all given in Urdu. Somebody has to read those judgments. That should be our one of the major research projects. Many PhDs can be done on that. I am willing to help as a co-supervisor or even as a supervisor if need arises. Similarly, I would also say that Urdu and Persian, being the court language, have a legacy. Even today, we use words like muddai and muddale and mulzim and mujrim and maqtul and mawqai wardat and qaid ba mashaqqat, which is called, rigorous imprisonment. और अपने पूरे होशो हवास में मैं ये वसीयत कर रहा हूं, लिख दिया ताकि सनद रहे. These kind of things. These are all Urdu words and expressions. We need to do that research. I would also request the learned Attorney General of India that Manu should get a big project as a first research project from the government of India to translate the 3 new laws into Urdu. And I'm willing to associate myself and supervise that work. Of course, you have heard in Hindi movies, Tazirat Hind ki dafa 302 ke tahat. So you have a new Tazirat Hind, which is now called Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita. I would also take this opportunity to place formally before the learned Attorney General for India what I said to him in an informal discussion. Article 29 of our Constitution says, every section of Indian citizens shall have a right, every section of Indian citizens having a distinct language, script, and culture of its own shall have the right to conserve the same. This is a right available to every citizen. Urdu language and the culture associated with Urdu language and conservation of it is very much a part of our fundamental right. And if this is so, then I believe that this school deserves the higher constitutional status We are a central university, that's fine, but we need a higher constitutional status. Dasturi status chahiye MANUU ko. I request the learned Attorney General for India to take up with the Honorable Prime Minister and the Government of India that MANUU should also be included under entry number 63 of the Union list as the institution of national importance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for very insightful lecture. We are now filled with renewed vigor for the next phase of our ceremony. Now we want to invite our chief guest, Shri R. Venkataramani. So I have more than 1 decade's relation with sir because I was the dean for law school in UPS. Sir was the member advisory council. We used to have a lot of interaction. Ma'am used to come several times to Dehradun. So I'm very happy to see sir after a long time and also interacting with ma'am. Sir is well-known figure in the country and a very humble and very honest and one of the great learned intellectual. He has very deep approach about the law. Go to jurisprudential level and always have the very great judgments of the Supreme Court of India. And he is part of the Law Commission and also he is part of the several committees. He traveled several countries and published also several articles. List is very long. Without going in further details, sir has played a great role in the international level that he was invited to speak at the workshop jointly organized by the United Nations High Commission for Human Rights and International Commission for Jurists at Geneva on 4 to 6 March 2001. The workshop was designed to submit a report to the Human Rights Commission on the optional protocol to the International Convention on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights 1966. Involved in work for the International Commission of Jurists in the Afro-Asian region, particularly pertaining to ICSCR, participated in the international meet engaged in the drafting of an instrument on the right to food held at Berlin in May 2002, invited to be involved in the Nepalese constitution drafting and experience sharing exercise in 2008, delivered annual lecture at Colombo University Law School in 2018 on public law and private laws. In recognition to his outstanding achievements and service to legal profession, Mr. R. Venkataramani has been conferred with the honorary doctorate by the Chancellor of the Maharaja Surajmal Bridge University, Bharatnagar, Rajasthan, in convocation held on 5th April 2023. He has been conferred with the Lifetime Achievement Award in recognition of his acumen as a constitutional lawyer by the 9th edition of the India Legal Awards 2023 held on 15 September 2023. Now we request Honorable Sir, please address the gathering.
My respectful pronouns to the learned Chancellor, who in his wisdom thought this humble man can be part of this wonderful university. And I consider today the call of this university as a call of the nation, because before I begin to talk about it, because nothing happens as all of us who are of faith in any religion, that not a leaf turns without the call of the Lord. So I consider that my being invited today and the graceful thought in the mind of the Chancellor to consider that I could be part of this university's endeavors in nation building through law and national togetherness through law is a call of the Lord. And I'm so happy to be a humble recipient of the call of the Lord through the mind of the Chancellor. I know if I begin to talk about my connection to the Chancellor and how been for a long time received his blessings and grace through many ways, that will take a long, long time. I suppose I can have it another occasion when we have a different kind of a gathering. Before I go further, let me also greet all my sisters who are assembled here. And India, like certain other parts of the world, takes pride and in acknowledging and also promoting the role of womanhood in enriching cultural and social values. So I pay my respectful regards to all the sisters who are here, and I greet them as part of my family. And I think that's the way one looks at the importance of social and cultural values. Recently, I was addressing a conference of the Chartered Accountants Association of India in Delhi. It was a gathering in Bharat Mandapam, a huge gathering. So I looked at the number of women who were present there. I really wanted to count, but it was difficult to count. And I was so happy that it was difficult to count women present in the conference. So whenever I go to law schools, I also look at the intake of women into law schools. And I find that it's very encouraging that the ratio is now going to be beyond 50%, 60%. What a wonderful thing to happen in our country. I'm so glad to know the developments in how the gender issues are being more progressively looked at and handled in our country, regardless of the fact that we still have other problems in handling this matter. I suppose as more and more of us are more invited to be responsible in handling the nation's affairs at this very high level and be able to push it down to the ground realities, I'm sure the nation will be able to manage them in a more celebrating way. Now, as I said, the invitation today seems to be the call of the Lord, and the learned Vice Chancellor said that it is not merely a linguistic university. I'm so glad about that, of course, but then my initial impression was that it was, or could be. And I stand corrected so humbly, but I suppose in a different way, even if it is so. I never knew that in this wonderful place, in a city where I often used to visit for professional work, such a university is nestled as part of the cultural, fabric of India. It's not merely a cultural fabric of Hyderabad, but a cultural fabric of India. The connection between law, language, I'll come to a little later, and I therefore think something deeper that probably the nation calls me to pay a little more good service, not only to the cause of Urdu language as part of the cultural wealth of our country, but to connect this language to the medium of law, to other disciplines and the connections. I think I'm therefore deeply indebted to the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, and the very generous words that Professor Mustafa talked about me. So today I think it's beginning to be a day of responsibility for me. So it's any responsibility begins with a lot of thoughts and ideas, and your quantum of sleep gets a little reduced. And be that as it may, I think I should welcome it. And I'm so happy to be doing that. There's another common connection between Professor Mustafa, Tabriz Ahmad, and that common connection is a common ancestor in the legal, education. And our tradition talks about the importance of Guru Shishya. And our great educator, Professor Dr. N.R. Madhav Menon, who taught me law in Pondicherry, where I come from, where I studied my law. And he has been a great connecting thread of all wonderful legal minds, such as Professor Mustafa, in our country. And the Bangalore Law School was a great laboratory where people were asked to explore their own inner potential and also able to explore the outer limits of law in connecting India and making India a great leader in legal education field. So today, I think India is poised to become a great leader in a manner of sorts in the field of legal education. Because why I say that is, if you look at what's happening in the rest of the world, very leading professionals in America, teaching in Yale Law School, talks about failing law schools in USA. There are people who talk about the problems of law schools and legal education in the European level. So why is that happening? Because I think the outer limits of reason, rationality, and enormous amount of responsibility and burden placed on the adversarial system. I think that somewhere there is a breakdown of the ability of a law based on mere rationality and reason, and leaving aside building the inner values of every scripture, religion, and faith. Somewhere there's a breakdown which is happening. I think it's important for India, therefore, to fill up this gap, and institutions like MANUU probably should be able to play a very lead role. And when I met with the Vice Chancellor today morning, I said, what can I do for innovative thoughts on legal education through MANUU, which many other law schools may or may not have done. So we have a very unique opportunity of a university which is not only a blend or dedicated to a particular language, but several other disciplines, and the connection between law and justice, which Professor Mustafa talked about. And I'm sure that the university can play and ought to play a different role. Why I say that, having been involved in law teaching from outside the universities, but as a passionately involved in teaching law as one way of connecting people, the young minds whose commitment to truth, justice, equality, regard, and things like that. Having been involved in that and exposed to that, I thought this university may be able to lay down a new set of canvas and principles for teaching law and doing justice to the nation. Now, when it was mentioned that we have a MA legal education course, it's very interesting. Because for long, we have been told that adversarial legal system and the court as a place for resolving disputes is the only better discovered human way of resolving disputes. I'm beginning to be disillusioned with that. I think many of us think, not because of mere delays and the kind of cost involved, but because the human element lacking in our litigation system and the adversarial system. So if after all, when the adversarial system may be able to resolve a dispute, but will leave us with a lot of disappointment and disagreement and distaste in our mind. I mean, what is a great outcome of such a system? We still live with disagreements with what the outcomes of the system. So I think we must find systems where we are able to get go of our disagreement and say we are brothers and sisters even after we disagreed on our disputes. How do we do that? The adversarial system has no answer to that. Even though we may have to still live with that for a long time to come, there are other areas where this system will probably be the best way. But I think that's where I thought this university can be a laboratory. In fact, every law university is a research and development laboratory. And the research and development and how language, culture, thoughts, ideas, principles of a nation can be brought together under one common fabric of doing justice and making people to think more and more of equal regard for each and every one of us. The equal regard principle, how deep it can go into the student's mind. It's very important for us. So having been brought up in a place like Pondicherry and studied there and then traveled to the rest of the countries on different occasions, and having been in Delhi for about more than 44 years now in the profession, this opportunity of being the Attorney General, I think, is again the Lord's call to serve the nation in more than one way. I'm sure the earthly calls which Professor Mustafa talked about, of course, certainly they are part of the agenda. How far I can succeed in accomplishing them will certainly be a matter of faith and commitment. I wish more and more wishes and support from people like Professor Mustafa will be able to make me go further in this direction. Let me try to share with you, during lockdown, all of us were locked physically, but not mentally. So our minds were free to roam. Like anytime we are free to roam, wherever we are free to roam. And there's nothing like our minds which can roam than any other, even technology can do. But we are so free to roam, but then we had other difficulties. We not know how to roam with our minds. With the Chancellor being here, I don't think I make it to talk about this subject, but is a great master of mind. And during lockdown, I had occasion to pen down some of my thoughts on how this great country can think about itself. So I thought today I can share two pieces of poetry which I wrote during lockdown. One, just soon after lockdown, and the other was after I had appeared for some school teachers in the Karnataka hijab matter. I did not appear for the educational institution or the government, but the school teachers. So when they asked me to appear, I had a question in my mind. How do I justify the stand of the government against this particular part of a faith? So I had very difficult questions in my mind, very difficult to answer them. Because you can't play a non-neutral and a non-objective stand in this. But then what came to my mind after arguing this matter, where I thought our schools should never have walls of separation between the teacher and the taught. The walls of separation, I think, which we talk about, must disappear forever. I think must dissolve in the course of our ability, our nation's ability to be a great nation of example of promoting, protecting, and celebrating diversity. I think nature celebrates diversity. Nature indulges in diversity. So I thought, therefore, after arguing that case, I was sitting in Jodhpur airport and thinking about what I argued and thinking about certain other larger concerns. I wrote another piece calling a call to the motherland. I wanted to read these two pieces with your permission. And thereafter, I'll probably have some few thoughts on how we can play a role in making the university. Now that it's going to open a law school opens up a lot of visibilities. And those visibilities because it becomes a major part of administration of justice. And justice, I think, always is in our mind. And every one of us who think that justice must be done to us also think justice will be done to every one of us. That's where the law schools begin to operate in a very high, visible realm. So I'm sure the university will begin to have a high visibility now as far as the law school is concerned. And whatever roles we can play in making that, acquiring the high visibility will be certainly part of my very esteemed duty. So let me read these two pieces. Before I go to do that, since there was a mention about the MA legal, I think what is legal practice? If a legal practice is an acquisition of certain skills and knowledge to be able to practice in the court, I think it's becoming more and more a narrow definition of legal practice. So legal practice must now mean the ability of every one of us who would like, if there is a passion in each and every one of us, an element of commitment to national values, the ability to acquire certain knowledge, to be able to do that kind of a legal practice, which will spread the administration of justice on more equitable and acceptable, grounds and frameworks. So legal practice itself must undergo, I think, a conceptual change. And how can that be made? So I think this university has an excellent opportunity to explore with its probably new courses and frameworks of redrawing, reconceptualizing what is legal practice. It's going to be important for the nation. And probably that will be another way where India can show its leadership on legal education, legal practice, justice administration, and all that. I'm sure the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor and important leaders of legal education, like Professor Mustafa, will be able to play very very significant roles in that. Now, with that, I hope whatever I've written here does not offend anybody's sensitivities, but it is a feeling which came when you are locked down. How do you see that the mind and the nation? So I thought it is not a lockdown, it was getting locked together with the nation and the people of the nation. You saw so many things on the news sites, but you cannot reach out. So that was an impediment, that was an obstacle, that was a problem. So let me read it. I'm sure that's one way I understand my ability to look at the larger frame of things of a country and what I call the call of the Lord being given to me today. It's titled, O Nation. O nation brave and beautiful, in thoughts profound and resolves sound, in deeds quick and actions swift. In the chorus of our unity, let us ride. O nation brave and blissful, reel, till your hearts feel. Dump all the garbage of your minds in petty cages locked. Did not the Lord in Gita say, as other minds have said elsewhere, someone who does my work, those who lay down their works in me, exalting me, with malice towards none, comes to me. O nation brave and beautiful, let each one of us be a know-how of modern times and be the arcs of great fiber and space. O nation brave and benevolent, with what greater temple can you build than the sharing of your lofty cares for the weak and the infirm, the distressed and the disabled, the poor and the distraught? Let compassion light all corners of your mind and heart. O nation brave and violent, in solitude you learn, in isolation you learn, in chains drawn on all motions you learn. All lives are one, and learn to play new patterns of life. O nation brave, with all thoughts in compassion drawn, let us march. And that was during lockdown. And just 1 minute. I thought what I wrote in Jodhpur airport is probably in continuation of the same thought process. And this I call it the call of motherland. That's why I paid my respect to all my sisters here. O nation of great mind and thoughts, of past so long and cradles many, that nurtured knowledge of shades many, many. O nation of people with ancient roots, with entanglements thin and bosoms large. O nation that knows that dark divisions of faith and caste, like spider webs, can trip and trap. O nation of many tongues and cultures, faiths and creeds, in blends and bonds, of fibers strong, why bleed our minds, why freeze our hearts, why fence our homes with petty thorns, swords once drawn or poison strong, words once dropped or slipping weeds. Fold all your clashes, fold all your noises. Little divides with constant chases can grow to seismic sizes quick. In composure, do all things flourish. In common pursuits of common weal, little skirmishes do dissolve. O nation of parts in beauty drawn, in common resolve of love for all, let our oars do swing and hail all life. I think these thoughts I would like to share with the student community who are going to be part of this law school. And I always thought that the legal profession is a profession of responsibilities. Professor Mustafa mentioned about the great wealth many of us make. And well, of course, that's another critiquing part of the legal profession today. I don't contribute to that element of the what called the growth of being a big lawyer. And when I go to law schools, I tell many students, don't look at many of my friends who flash their thoughts in what's called the big debates in televisions. And so look at somebody else who has made a great contribution to making people's lives better. Look at them. Look at them, how they've made the importance of making lives better in our country. There are many and many of us like that. And I'm sure as we begin to grow new ethical dimensions of the legal profession, at looking at what is a new legal practice, I'm sure the chasing of the wealth dimensions of the legal profession will slowly disappear. I'm sure it must disappear. On a lighter vein, Professor Manan once used to tell me, he said, ask me, and he wrote a report on the problems of the legal profession somewhere in the 1980s. And he said, if the legal profession is nationalized, what difference will it make? My God, I thought, I've been even thinking about even today. I mean, give this thought to the strong, tall, leaders of the profession. They will probably like to put me somewhere behind them and not being part of the legal profession at all. So if the legal profession nationalized, it means making people, the legal profession, bringing it more closer to the people of the country. So can we do that, but without nationalizing the profession? How do we do that? These are very important thoughts. I'm sure only the coming generation of young minds who come into pursuit of law, not merely for making money and buying big, shining cars and huge homes and palatial, homes and things like that, but more important to say that how do we make India a nation of equal regard and equal justice? So how do we generate this yearning in the young mind? And this is a big call and a big task. And I think as long as the Lord allows me to remain physically active and mentally vibrant, I think that will be my part of the duty to the nation and humanity. And once again, thank the Chancellor for thinking about me and giving this opportunity. And when the suggestion came about dedicating the Moot Hall in my name, I had complete reluctance to that, and I do not know, but how I think about it, I'm sure I would remain as a humble servant of the university for calling me to be in their service. That's the only way I can think about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and in giving the bigger horizons of the legal profession. Now we are willing to invite our Honorable Chancellor, Shri Mumtaz. Sir is a spiritual teacher, social reformer, educationist, author, and global speaker. He was born on November 6, 1949, in Thiruvananthapuram of Kerala. His transformational journey from a young boy to a living yogi is a story of a single-minded discipline and dedication. At the age of 19, he is drawn to the snow and clad Himalayas. Shri M is known Shri M in the country, embarked on his journey to seek a true master. Maheshwar Nath Babaji, a senior disciple of Sri Guru Babaji, took Sri M under his tutelage and initiated him into the Nath tradition. For 3.5 years, Sri M lived and traveled extensively through the Himalayas with him. What he learned from the Maheshwar Nath Babaji transformed his consciousness. And now he has become one of the global leader. He traveled throughout the country. In fact, last 1 month, he was in US and UK, several countries. And in fact, taking a lot of sessions, transforming a lot of lives of the people of the higher level plus a lot of corporate sector. He's playing great role in bringing out the real energy from the human being. It's very inspiring to see our chancellor, is a global leader, is a yoga guru, and he found time especially to came for this occasion. So thank you very much for finding time and gracing the occasion. Now it is a great chance for all of us to hear from the horse's mouth, and let's listen and learn some of the skills of the yoga and transform our lives. So thank you very much. Now we request sir to please address the gathering.
So, Shalom Alaikum, Namaskar, and a very good day to all of you. I don't know what I'm going to say after all the legal luminaries have spoken. Because, well, anyway, there's a vote of thanks coming up, so I don't want to say thanks, except informally, to the Attorney General to have come to inaugurate this, and plus that it was his help that we got this recognition for the law school here. And, and he did it silently as he does most things. This is what I appreciate. I also, I'm very glad that he came along with his Shakti or with him accompanying him. So, as I said, as far as the legal things are concerned, I'm not much of an expert. I have only to say the presidential overview. So the presidential overview is that since I'm supposed to be the chancellor of the university, every one of them, starting with the vice chancellor, now the new dean of the law school, and the registrar and all the teachers, I've already met them a couple of times. In spite of my busy schedule, I've managed to come at least once or twice a year to this university. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I'm not thinking of the university. Even though I'm traveling, I'm in touch, especially with the VC, with the Vice Chancellor Sahab, and I'm trying to see what can be done to the best of my ability. Regarding the law school that we are going to start here, law is such an important part of human endeavor. There is a third sentence in the Surah, Al-Hamd, which is Maliki Yawmiddin, King of the Day of Judgment. So judgment is something divine, and what proof and arguments we offer is human. This is what I have understood. And as far as the law in India is concerned, we have an entire darshana called Nyaya Darshana. Nyaya Darshana deals not only with what is just, but also with all kinds of law, how to bring justice to a human being. I think all these things also will be studied, but my subject is basically humanity and compassion. Many of you I know, many of us, we start with Bismillah Rahman Rahim, compassionate, the merciful. So apart from the legal niceties and the legal arguments, compassion is a very important part, I think, which all judges and all people in the legal profession should keep in mind. Professor Mustafa quoted Merchant of Venice. There is a beautiful, he also quoted Portia. Now, Portia also says something which we generally don't tend to remember. She's, as a lawyer, she says, the quality of mercy is not strange. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. So if we all keep this in mind, there's mercy and compassion in our minds, then we are going closer to understanding our inner divinity. And this can be shared with others. I don't want to speak anything more on this subject, but this is not my subject. And this is not a, what we call a satsang or a halka. So I will stop with this. As far as I'm concerned, having what I have seen in this university, that people are working very, very hard, people are sincere, and they cooperate with each other with complete attention. And therefore, I think we are going to go a long way also with the law university here. Once more, I thank you all. If you would allow me to sit down back to my seat. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister, for your very inspiring and great words. Now we request our registrar, Professor Ishtaq Ahmed, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Professor Tabriz Ahmad, Dean, School of Law, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Chancellor, most respected Honorable Attorney General of India, Shri R. Venkataramani ji, and Madam Venkataramani ji, also Madam Vice Chancellor Sahiba, Professor Faizan Mustafa Sahib from Chanakya Law University, Patna. He is Vice Chancellor there. And many learned guests and participants who have joined us in this small hall. It must be said that we had constraint. That's why we have not been able to invite the entire campus. Otherwise, it would have been a very, very larger gathering. But since the Moot court had to be opened, and that too at the law school, so the best facility and the best place we had, we are making use of that. One thing that this is the first visit of Honorable Attorney General, sir, but we do hope that very soon he will visit again and we will felicitate him in a larger auditorium when our university is fully open, students are around, and teachers are also around. But anyhow, thank you very much, sir. Today, it's a very historic day. I recall the morning, the early morning when we got a letter from BCI. I saw the letter. I was taking morning tea. I was just thinking to send it to sir. But before I could send, he called me and said, Ishtiyaq, are you sleeping? I said, no, I'm taking tea. He said, it's the most happiest day in my life. And I congratulated him. He said that it was a major target for me, it was a major challenge for me, and that we have achieved with the help of the entire MANUU fraternity. So, on the behalf of the Honorable Vice Chancellor, today I would like to extend our congratulations to the entire MANUU fraternity, all those who are present over, and many of our friends who are following our IMC YouTube channels. Many people have sending their best wishes also and messages also. So a good number of the people are already they are viewing this proceedings. Today we all are witness to a golden beginning, a new chapter in the history of MANUU since its inception in 1998 through Act of Parliament. Yes, MANUU Law School is a reality now. You all can not only feel but see the entire proceedings taking place with the honorable presence of Honorable Attorney General of India and Honorable Chancellor Shri M. Shri Mumtaz Sahib. It's a wonderful venture imparting legal education to the student at Central University. Yes, the most encouraging and wonderful step MANUU and the law school, of course, has taken by inviting Honorable Attorney General of India, who holds highest position as far as legal advices to the union government in the legal matters are concerned. Truly, this his advices and guidance will go a long way in shaping the future of this law school at MANUU. And we are indeed very thankful to him for gracing this occasion. In morning, as soon as he landed at MANUU, he joined over a cup of tea in the chamber of the Honorable Vice Chancellor. We could see his concern for MANUU. He was not just that we are opening a school, but many more things sir was trying to know, and he was literally he was trying to promise that these and these areas we can do, and this is how we can establish this MANUU law school as one of the leading school in India. And I do hope, sir, with your concern, your guidance, we will achieve a lot. So we are very thankful to you that in a very short span of time, despite your busy schedule, you agreed to our plan, and we visited our university, you visited Hyderabad, and you have many other programs. Many advocates are, I know, waiting for, I went to Raj Bhavan to receive, and every program was discussed. Sir had a meeting at Nalsar. Then again tomorrow he had a meeting with the High Court advocates, etc. His program is fully packed, but really you have impressed us. Our all faculty members, students, teachers, their parents shall always be thankful to you for your contribution. Another thing, we have a presence of a very wonderful person and a finest, can be said, the finest brain of India. You know Professor Faizan Mustafa Sahib. He is not new to this campus. He has very close association with this campus, and that is known to one and all. We are thankful to you, sir, for joining this program. I know that the day sir called you said, I am extremely busy, admissions are going on, it will be difficult to move. Sir said, aapko to kisi tarah aana hi aana hai. And you agreed, and thank you very much that you made this occasion historic and very colorful by accepting our invitation. Sir, you are from NLUs. You know the role of NLUs in law school, it need not be discussed. Everybody knows it. You have made remarkable contribution. Your extraordinary and notable contribution are known everywhere. When your channels and all that. You know, really I feel that with your extraordinary guidance is much more required now. We have a law school, but with this we cannot get disconnected with you. We need your guidance at every step to ensure that the best law graduates are produced from MANUU. And we do hope that you will consider our law school as extended part of your NLUs or the central universities wherever you are serving as Vice Chancellor. And I do hope that you will serve at various NLUs and various central universities. Our best wishes as Vice Chancellor, but you will not forget MANUU. Thank you very much, sir. And many targets that have been set, we cannot achieve without your guidance. And we will keep you, engaging whenever, our sessions are started or the students are coming. Sir is also part of our school board. So with your support and with your guidance, we will achieve the real target, and we will prove that MANUU Law School is not less than any law school in India. Our Chancellor, sir, Honorable Shri M. Mamtas, sir, we are very, very lucky to have a wonderful, learned Chancellor like you, sir. It's a blessing for MANUU that a Chancellor like Shri M, sir, is heading the MANUU. Our Chancellor is for MANUU and he always stands with MANUU. With your support and cooperation, MANUU will certainly earn a distinct identity. We are grateful to you for your valuable contribution. A special thanks to you, sir, for accepting our invitation and for being here with us today. Your thoughts were truly inspiring. We seek your blessings always. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I don't know what to say about our Vice Chancellor because I am working with him. But my deepest sense of appreciation to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, who, as the Tabriz Sahib said, my Vice Chancellor is also happens to be my teacher. He is a great visionary. His mission, vision, and remarkable leadership, a leadership in true sense that has been proved and that has earned this law school. So give a big clap to him. He is very encouraging, always engaging his mind to do something new for MANUU. And those all ideas, his extraordinary efforts are seen not only at one place, but since he joined, the NAC visit was a big challenge. With the help of you all, with the advices and support of Professor Rama Madam, she is sitting here, we achieved a new target there also. It was a landmark and we got a respectable grade. It was the first acid test for the Honorable Vice Chancellor and that he did it. Next, as far as adding various program and courses are concerned, we know the fashion designing and fashion technology course. He started it and that has been appreciated by University Grant Commission and the Ministry of Education and many more stakeholders. When he joined, the Bachelor of Vocational Courses, MLT and DLT was here, but he took full interest in, strengthening it, and he has strengthened it, to the level that now the master courses have been started, and in future we will have PhD programs also. And this law school is, of course, I recall one thing when in 2022, when I had recently joined and the legal studies program was being launched with the support of Professor Faizan Mustafa Sahib. And initially when I interacted Professor Afroz Sahib, he said, sir को कहिए कि कुछ लॉ का प्रोग्राम शुरू करें. ये एमए लीगल स्टडी वगैरह से कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा बेनिफिट स्टूडेंट को नहीं होने वाला है. I heard his, concern. And in next meeting, I said him that yes, sir is already working. Mustafa Sahib is also working on this LLB program. If you have not forgotten Professor Afroz Sahib, you should be happy that the target has been achieved within a period of 2 years. Our Vice Chancellor, sir, is a man of action and many more things he is working silently. And we do hope that all those sincere efforts will give a new identity to this university, a new identity to our teachers, our students, our faculty members and all that. We are greatly beholden to you, sir. Thank you very much. And now, a good number of people, guest participants have gathered. This, invitation was restricted, only those who are invited can attend, but we have some important personalities here. They are associated with MANUU, they are associated with Chancellor Sahib. Bala Sahib is here, he is senior most IS officer. He had been principal secretary to President of India. Give a big welcome to Bala Sahib. Anjani Sahab, Anjani Kumar Sahab, he is senior most IPS officer. He has joined. Thank you very much, sir. Janab Akash ji is here. We are also thankful to Akash Sahab for joining. Saket Sahab is here. He has whenever our chancellor comes, he took all pain, ensuring that everything should be smooth. And last evening, Saket ji landed here, and morning he received honorable chancellor, sir. Otherwise, sorry, we were busy. That's why we couldn't go. And some senior advocates from Hyderabad are also witnessing this event, and many people are here. They have been invited, and two important advocates. They are our university's standing council. Shri Vijay Mudduji is here. Give a big welcome to Mudduji. Thank you very much for joining. And senior advocate and standing council Mahbub Ali Sahab is here. They all said that it's a new beginning. It's a historic day for MANUU. Law school is being launched. We are from legal profession, and Attorney General sir is coming, so we must attend. And they are here. I am very happy to see you all. Thank you very much to you all. Now, as you know that a good number of our alumni members have also taken interest. They have also joined. We are thankful to you. Deepak Kumarji is here, and our various representatives on the campus, like Manuta representative, Dr. Kesar is here, Sabana Kesar is here, Mewa representatives and officer representatives are here. Thank you very much, all of you. My thanks goes to our all faculty members, teaching and non-teaching staff, all deans, HODs, directors, our core team members, OSD1 madam, OSD2 sir, and Proctor Sahab, Dean of Student, Professor Rama madam, she is Professor of Practice, Professor Venkaiah ji, Professor Ghanta Ramesh ji, and most important that the entire the exercise within 6 to 8 months of inspection and getting a law school done was not at all easy. We had so many teams like that, our engineering team, our horticulture team, and our this housekeeping team. They have worked day and night to ensure that this building are made fully functional. This is a new building, all of infrastructures are new. Many things have been shifted from the other places. Many things have been purchased. So they have worked day and night. I am really from bottom of my heart thankful to the inspection team, like the team that we had created here for that purpose. Professor Tabrez Sahab knows it well. His staffs and his colleagues knows it well. And three people are very important, like the role of Iqbal. Give a big hand to Iqbal, khade ho jaiye. And Dr. Hafiz and Yusuf Sahab. They had been very instrumental in ensuring and in pushing everything. And they always said, and next day they came to the VC Sahab, ke sir kaam ho gaya. I mean, it had been very tough work, the first inspection, and then we were gearing up for the second inspection. So it was very, very, very tough task, but with the help of you all, we have got it. Thank you very much. And now I am thankful to, the technical staffs, technical members, especially the IMC teams, engineering teams. There are many guest faculties working at law school, Dr. Tabis, Dr. Sudhanshu, and many, teachers who have been re-engaged. They have been, we can be said they are now part of this school of law. Many of them are here. I am thankful to you. And most important that, yesterday when the news started flashing and we shared it on some social media channel, not here and this, very few, I got a number of, messages, calls from various university and institution. Many vice chancellors, registrars, faculty members, they have sent their best wishes to our university, to the vice chancellor and for the law school. Professor Rao Sahab, he is vice chancellor of Hyderabad Central University. He is in Delhi. He said a long message that I am very sorry. I'll be really missing it. Otherwise, it would have been the best occasion to be part of this gathering. Professor Shanti Shri is Vice Chancellor of JNU. He has sent her wishes. Secretary UGC has sent his best wishes, and many members of the University Grant Commission and Ministry of Education, they have sent their best wishes. They are well aware. It is more than 6 months. Somewhere in November, we told them that now we are pressing for the law school, and in future we will need your support. This is the right time that now we are going to knock the door of the UGC and the ministry for faculty position. That is the biggest challenge. That's why we are keeping them always apprised, and their support is very, very important for us. And we do hope that their support will be there in getting the faculty position, so that this is the first year. Now next year it will be second and third. It's a 5-year course. We need really many more faculty members. And in this venture also, we will seek the support of Honorable Chancellor Sahib, Honorable Attorney Sahib, Professor Faizan Sahib, and of course our Vice Chancellor Sir is piloting all that. So thank you very much. And I am especially thankful to VC Madam, Madam Venkataramani for joining. And last but not the least is we are really thankful to the all officials of Bar Council of India for their generous consideration. Otherwise this could not have been possible. And many of our faculty members, students and staffs, students are on leave these days, vacation leave. So they are at their hometown and they are just watching IMC channel, live channel. So I'm thankful to them. Thank you all once again. Thank you very much. And one thing before I give this mic to Professor Tabrez, actually we will fail in our endeavor if we do not felicitate Professor Tabrez. Everybody has got the bouquet except for Professor Tabrez. So now I request Tabrez Sahib to please give a bouquet so that I can officially on behalf of MANUU can felicitate Professor Tabrez. Serbia. Man of the day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Professor Tabrez.
And now the moment we have all been waiting for, the official unveiling ceremony of the R. Venkataramani Moot Court Hall. Thank you everyone for being part of this special occasion. We are confident that this new Moot Court Hall will be cornerstone in shaping the legal minds of tomorrow. Let us continue to strive for excellence and make the most of this wonderful facility. We further request all of you to join the lunch at the University Guest House after the unveiling ceremony. Let us applaud as we witness history being made. It's indeed invigorating to see the meticulously planning and efforts come alive in this moment. It's been a pleasure being your host for the day, and we hope to share more such wonderful time soon. Thank you and have a great day ahead. Please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Both the languages.
That means next time when I come, I must speak in this language.
You can.
I was just asking the chancellor.
Actually, even I can't speak.
Sorry. इधर एक ऐसा ले लेंगे सर आइए
Books are